Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's day is doing good. I am Dark Hole Algo, and thanks for joining me on another pre-market prep. We're going to find some stocks and options that are going to make a pretty good move today. This is the first live stream that I will be doing. I'll be doing the open as well in a couple of hours. Just the way that things work out for me is it's better for me to do pre-market prep with one stream and then use a completely different setup to stream the open, just because while I love streaming the open and I want to provide that service to you, I also need to be able to trade, and I can't do both on the same machine. So that's why that's just going to happen that way. Bang's getting us through the morning. All right, so I know it's going to take a little while for people to get used to this stuff, so just bear with me. All right, there we go. So if this is the first time you're on the stream, let me welcome you. First of all, thanks for joining me. Let me get signed into the chat here, and possibly get signed into the chat. That's weird. Where'd it go? All right, well, we'll find it someplace else then. Let's try this again. I got so many tabs open. Does anybody else have that problem? It's just frustrating. Let's see if that gets... All right, that's where it needs to be. Morning, chat. All right. All right, so the chat's working. Everything seems to be working pretty good. Awesome. So let's go ahead and go over some news. This is not the full news, but it's definitely the news I feel like is going to affect the market today, or at least that got some interest in. Okay. So typically the process will be, we'll go over the news, we'll look at some futures, we'll take requests for tickers that you're interested in. I will go through my scans, showing you, probably the best diverging stocks and giving you some options. We'll get those prepped. Then at the open, we'll actually select one or two of those and trade them. So I think that this new format's going to work well for everybody. All right. So with that being said, let's hop into it. I don't know why I left Schrodinger on there. I don't even know who that is. Cricket shares slid 15%, dude. And Cricket's a pretty decent company. Like, it's been on a pretty nasty uptrend for the last little while, and let's see, which one do I want to use? I have to find a chart that's got a good daily look on. I don't know, maybe 4 hours. Yeah, I don't know if I can use that one with the 4 hours unless I do this. Turn that off, throw that up. There we go. All right, CRCT, Cricket. Yeah, 15% drop on earnings right from the daily top down through the daily bottom. I mean, do we try to catch a falling knife on this one? Possibly, since overall it's been in a pretty strong uptrend, right? It's been pretty decently moving, right? Gonna have some issues, like massive inside bars, right? It's just stuck in this range all the way back here from this bar. All right, I don't know if you guys can see this bar. You can't. All right, let's see. This bar here back on August 13th, when that printed, it created a range that Cricket's been stuck within since then. Hasn't been able to break out of it, so let's see if I can possibly get this any larger for y'all. All right, there it is. So if I were to draw a rectangle, and find my tools, there they are. All right, so if I drew a rectangle for this zone that Cricket's been in from this bar, you can see that it's pretty much just been within this zone. All right, this white bar is, I think, called a mother bar, and what it represents is a strong bullish. This is a very bullish bar since it printed positive. So with a doji there based on earnings, right? Since they're all the way down here now, right? They fell through that range. Cricket may continue to move to the downside. So we're going to keep an eye on those guys going into the open, possibly try to catch either a bounce play or a continuation down to the downside. The reason that they slid was they missed on estimates. They beat on revenue. They didn't guide, which is weird. But this is getting to be their busy time of year, right? This is going to be their really busy time of the year. Black Friday, Christmas. This is a consumer product. It's that machine that makes, I don't know, scrapbooking stuff. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll move on. Contact Logic Wish. This is the meme pump stock of all time, right? 10-cent loss versus a 15-cent loss, which is good. Their CEO will be stepping down, not providing official Q4 guidance, but expects revenue to be lower than Q3 despite the holidays, primarily driven by ongoing reduction in ad spend, and said October revenue was down 20%, right? So this was, oh, let's pump this chart. Oh, let's pump this chart. I mean, it was at $10. Now it's down to $4. I typically don't even report on penny stocks, but this one gets a lot of social media attention. So either there's going to be a massive amount of volume and money coming into this, or we can continue to see it fade off. Okay. Morning, Terry. Thanks for joining me so early. I appreciate it. Bumble, 6-cent loss versus a 0 loss. So they missed on their earnings, their revenue, or their earnings, and beat on revenue. Paying users increased 2.9 million. Guides Q4 revenue at 208 to 211 versus 216, or excuse me, 206. BMBL should get a nice little move off of that to the downside. That's what happens when you miss, dude. People are like, hey, we've got so many choices. Where do we want to spend our money? So another one to the downside. Keep an eye on it. Disney. This is probably one of the ones that are going to move the market more than anything. Disney missed on earnings, right? So missed on EPS, right? Q3 revenues 18.53, so they missed on revs and earnings. Paid subscribers were 118 million. They didn't provide guidance either. So typically Disney's really bullish this time of year, right? Let's go back to this time last year and see what they were doing, right? November, right? After they had good earnings last year, they just rallied. That's when they came and made all new all-time highs. However, this time they missed on earnings, right? Every other earnings pretty much been flat. So expect Disney to kind of make a move today, right? If it comes down 168, hold on, 164, yeah, they fell pretty hard too. So Disney potential bounce play. So we just need to keep an eye on that one. Disney's definitely going to be on my list of things to watch today. Okay, just based on earnings. All right, GoodRx, flat, spot on. So they did guide. Revenue. Other than that, they were pretty much flat. So we might see a good little pop off of them today, right? Little inverted head and shoulders here. That's pretty gnarly. Let me show you what that looks like, y'all. Anytime I can show a candlestick pattern or illustrate one, I will definitely try to do it. So far, out of earnings, GoodRx has got the best potential to the upside. So you see the shoulder here? Oh, gotta make that a little bigger. There's the shoulder. There's the head. Here's the other shoulder. You want to go long above the neckline, which is somewhere in here, right? They blew out that, so definitely going to look at GoodRx for the long today, and they're moving pre-market too, which is good. So GoodRx will be on our list. as far as levels go. Let's see. Rally up for our daily cloud, right? Through the daily cloud, look for a pullback, potential pullback to 34.50 to 34-ish, anywhere in that range. Look for the bounce for the continuation on. I played the stock before. It's kind of fun. It's a fun one to play. All right. Is this accurate? Oh, that was gold. What the hell, dude? Well, anyway, gold looks good. Oh, my bad. Shit, don't kill me. All right, so good earnings dip, right? For a little continuation. So you can either play 39 to 42, that rally up to the 200 SMA. The safer move would be wait to break above that 42.50. Excuse me, right above 42, which is the low from yesterday, or the open. Yeah, so above yesterday's open. So above 42 to 43, and then 46 to the downside. See, they already made it all the way down here to 39.80. 38.19. Yeah, that's just a weird level for them to blow through, but they did blow through the daily bottom, so just going to keep an eye on that. All right. Y'all can't really see that chart. I got to figure out how to increase the size or something. I don't know. I'll work on that this weekend. Okay. All right, ZipRecruiter. I would just assume that they aren't going to do very well because, right, they're all about placing people. But again, I'm wrong. Check that crap out, dude. 4-hour bottom through 4-hour top through the daily top. Continuation on ZipRecruiter may be good for long today. Okay. And that is ZIP ZipRecruiter. All right. Pretty decent. Gappy McGap gapped up to 30. All right, they gapped up to 3 ATR, but this is super choppy. All right, Wu-Tang reversal to consolidation. We'll keep an eye out for Zip. SoFi, which is another one I'm super interested in. SoFi. Shares up 12% on earnings. So this may be one of those peg stocks. Like, there's a bunch of different names for it. Like pre or post earnings gapper. I don't know. There's a real word for it. I personally call it the post earnings gapper, because what it'll do is it'll gap up on earnings and then continue to run. So SoFi will be definitely on the watch list today. I like SoFi for the long term. So any pullback, I am trying to get in this with some commons. I would love for it to come down and test 22, right? That 200 SMA. If it tests 22, well, that's a 5-minute. Let me whack this up to the 15. Give us a little better reading. There we go. So SoFi could be interesting. I'm going to make this a little bigger so everybody can actually see what I'm looking at today. All right, so, excuse me. So they sold off with the market yesterday, right? Yesterday was a pretty up and down day. Today maybe a little bit more choppy. Bonds are closed today, so don't expect a ton of big range. Let me repeat that. Bonds are closed today. Don't expect large moves. Okay. So with SoFi, what I'd like to see happen is this. I'd like to see this 50-200 crossover. That's a very bullish indication right here. Right, if this crosses over, we get that crossover. We could get a pullback to a key Fibonacci level. Right, there's our pre-market high. Let's just go to yesterday's close. See how that lines up. I think this is a more accurate representation simply because our 50% retracement lines up with our 200 SMA, right? And we've got the 618 triple tapped right here on a pullback. So upside targets for SoFi, 25.35, 26.75, right? We do have 24.25 is going to be a key level because it represents previous highs. So let me throw a little supply zone on there. How about we do that? That sounds good. Yes, I know it's a rather large supply zone, but I think that's pretty dang accurate. So above the supply zone at 25 even represents new highs, represents a breakout. For SoFi, it's just been in an uptrend. It's pretty decent looking, right? Blowout earnings. So the move is this. So we either play the pullback to the 200 SMA at 22.25 and try to get long, right? Or we wait until we get out of all of this previous supply zone, and then we play 25 up to the downside. If we break 22.25, we could look as low as 1983, right? I think that if we break that, we could really come down and test yesterday's lows at 1983. That's this level here. You know what I should have done? Let me remove. I should put it over here on this chart. That way it carries through to all charts. There we go. So there's our levels pretty much, right? Yeah, I gotta adjust these charts. I didn't realize it was so hard to see, but I got you guys. I'll get it figured out. As far as SoFi is concerned, from an algo perspective, let's look at a couple different things here. Let's look at a couple different things here. All right, we'll get into that a little bit. Let me get through the rest of this news. I didn't realize how off topic I was. My bad. All right, Open Door Technologies shares rise 15%. So there's another one that we can look at. SoFi, Open. Yeah, that's pretty decent. All right, looking at those guys for move today. They guided Q4 revenue or fourth quarter revenues at 3.1 to 3.2 billion versus 2.92 billion. So those are good earnings so far in two of them. And Affirm, what's up with Affirm? Q1 revenues 269 versus 252, so they beat on revenue. Sees years revenues at 1.2 versus 1.25, right? Sees years GMV at 13.3, expands network by increasing active merchants from 6,500, 102,000. Holy shit. Look at that. Damn. I'm not good with percentages, but I do know this much. The firm is bananas. Check it out. Come on. That is so crazy. That's huge. They went from 6,000 customers to 100,000 customers. That's, yeah, they're going to, yeah. Just keep an eye on Affirm today. That's impressive. Super impressive. FSLR shares fell after hours on news the U.S. will not open an investigation into Asian solar companies that critics warned would drive up costs for clean power and escalate tensions with China, right? According to Bloomberg, the Commerce Department determined that Asian companies did not sell solar cells at less than normal value. FSLR, that's a fun one to play too. Ooh, that's just ugly. I'll be looking for some possible... Ooh, through the four. I mean, we've got room down to 104. FSLR, 104 to the downside before we find some support, right? Yeah, 105. 105, 104. 105, 104. FSLR. Why didn't you guys tell me I was slouching again? Ooh. All right, Lordstown Motors Ride. What's going on with Ride? They have probably the best EV truck out there. That's Road. Ride has agreed to sell to Foxconn the Lordstown facility, extending certain assets such as a hub motor assembly line and battery module pack lines for $230 million. Why are they raising capital? Anyway, this was a $9 stock, a little cup and handle forming. I don't know if you've ever seen their EV, their truck, but I really like it. If they can produce it, it's going to be pretty great. Right, EV truck. Pretty decent looking little truck, right? Right? It's pretty decent looking. It's way better than the Tesla truck. If they can produce that, man, that would be kind of cool. We will see, though. It's all about... You can... I can build a car, but if I can't produce them, then guess what? There's no value. Beyond Meats. Beyond Meat shares fell 15%. Dude, what the hell? This one likes to move gappy to the downside. Just chunky, super chunky monkey to the downside on Beyond. 76 to... For 100 to 76, it's a pretty damn big move to the downside. So let's look at that one. Shares slipped 15%. EPS loss, so they lost 87 cents per share versus 39. Revenue, they lost 3 million versus the difference of 3 million in guides Q4 revenues at 85 to 110 versus 131. So they're like, yo, people aren't buying the fake meat anymore, and our little blip of advertising that we had done for Burger King is over. We've been surpassed by Travis Scott. And have you noticed that there's a lot of rap stars getting into fast food ads and products? It's crazy. Right, Megan Thee Stallion's Popeye's spicy chicken sandwich. It's fire. It's good. Trust me. All right. That's it for earnings. I'm going to go back through that list here in a minute and grab the ones we want to look at. We do have some earnings after the close. Laser, LAZR, that's been ripping this week a little bit on news that they're partnering with NVIDIA or AMD. They're partnering with someone. Keep an eye on that one. Yeti before the open. That's about it. Cureleaf, I don't really play the... I'm trying to think of the best word to say for it. Alternative medicine, plant-based stocks. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep the stream from not getting wrecked. All right, so far futures are doing pretty good. I've been watching NQ. It gapped up, so look for a fade on the NQ at the open. A little gap and fade. Should be interesting. Everybody knows that the market fell yesterday based on CPI numbers coming out and the expected inflation. We'll get to it here in a second. It says it up here, so we're not even going to read it again. I'm not going to do it twice, right? All right, U.S. stock markets rebounding after major indexes fell for a second straight day. Thursday, as consumer price inflation spiked to a 30-year highs, renewing fears that the Fed is behind the curve. It may need to raise rates quicker. There is no major U.S. economic data, and bonds are closed today for an observance for, yes, Veterans Day. Thank you all for your service. If you're a veteran, thanks for giving me my freedom. Appreciate it. Seriously. No shit, dude. I got mad respect for veterans. Sterling, so silver hit its lowest levels since December 20. The dollar and the euro lowest since July 20th. As the buck surges to more than $1 highs. No, let's see. So the yen is continuing to rise, which is sketchy AF, and bonds are closed. Crude's down, gold's down, yen's up. Typically, we'd like to see, right? I wouldn't mind crude being up. I've got a little hedge going on here, but gold down, crude down, bonds down, which means we're going to get a pretty much flat ES. I think it's a pretty good segue. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to Or do I? Maybe we'll do it this way. I think I just came up with an idea. Let's do this. I'm going to screenshot it from my other machine over here. I'm going to throw it up in some place where I can download it. I like that idea. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Let's see if I can put that someplace. Where should I put it? I need to put it in some Discord group that I can just quickly grab it. I think I have an idea. I wish I could come up, if I wish I had the time to come up with my own computer system, because I really love my Mac, but I really am starting to dig Windows. Really starting to dig Windows. Where did I just save that? All right. Sorry, it's taking longer than I thought. Pictures, huh? I'll put it in screenshots. There we go. Oh my gosh. Sorry, it's taking forever. Alright, now I can grab it, and then I'll show you guys. Maybe I should just build my own chart. Oh, you know what? I think I did. Why didn't I even think about that? Let's check this out. Let's see if I can do it. Do I have one? I do. Shit, I should have just done this. Way easier. Y'all can kind of see that, right? Give it a second to load. Let me know in the chat if you like the white screen or if you like the darker screens. I like the darker ones because it doesn't give me this weird funky red hue on my face that I have to use a filter to get rid of. But which one can y'all see better? I might have to play around with this. I will play around with it today and find the best solution. All right, so as far as futures are concerned, these are the 2-minute charts. I don't have any key levels up on this. Like I said, I just built these charts for sharing. But essentially, fade into yesterday, rally overnight, rally after the close to pull back, major gap up, and we're currently flagging, right? Higher lows trying to make higher highs. So we either bull flag, break out to the upside. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate that. I think the darker does look better as well, right? Let's see. I would need to make, let's see, maybe like that, like that. But I have to make all of these white. Huh. So I think I'm going to, so in one of the groups I'm involved with today, I am going to reach out, find a computer expert and be like, yo, dude, do I just need more processors or what's up? Just because, I shouldn't be lagging this bad. Oh yeah, dude, the dark is way better. Way better. All right, let me get this set up here. Oh yeah, that's way easy. Oh, good thing. Thanks, chat. Appreciate it. I got to do a few tweaks on some things here. Just a few tweaks on some things. And I think it'll make for an overall better experience. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so futures gold is so spotty. I have to use a different type of candle. Got to use the old Ichimokus. Ichimoku candles are the best. So we also got approached to do a partnership with another. Do I just go with red? Yeah, I think that's what I do. I like that. We got approached to do a partnership with another company that has a, I don't know if you guys have seen my B4 indicator video. Sorry, B4 indicator video. It's a really cool self-contained indicator. They want to partner, well, they finally got their affiliate program set up after I begged them to do one when they first started going. I think they're going to do a partnership with the Bullish Bears that hopefully I can be part of. What's going on here? Why are my numbers off? Why are my numbers off? Horizontal, vertical, watermark, scales lines. See how I can't see any numbers up here? They're blacked out for some reason. I don't know how to fix that. Anyway, I'll work on it later. Futures. All right, so I'm doing pretty decent on time here, right? All right. ES, higher highs and higher lows. It's made a new high at 46.6150. If it can continue on to make... All right, so yeah, all right, I'll take a second. Hey, Laz, good morning. Appreciate you showing up. So listen, here's what's up. I live in Arizona, and when daylight savings time occurs, my state moves an entire time zone. So I was in Pacific Standard Time for, you know, the last 6 months or however long daylight savings time is, right? Ooh. Should be interesting. So yeah, my state. Why do I think you're over there? Sorry, my state does an entire time zone shift, right? So currently it's 6 o'clock. My family starts during school time. They start getting up around 6:30, and so trying to stream Premarket Prep with them getting up and running around just didn't work out. Sometimes I have to take my daughter to school. Sometimes I have to do take my son to school. You know, sometimes I have to do stuff between 6:30 and 7 Mountain Time, right? And the market doesn't open until 7:30 Mountain Time. So I figured I would do pre-market prep, less stressed, a little earlier, take a break, take care of my personal stuff, and then come in 15 minutes before the open or 10 minutes before the open or even at the open and stream the open for a couple hours, right? Also, I have to use 2 different machines because I can't stream and trade. It just doesn't happen. Like I got screwed on a bunch of positions that I couldn't get out of because of the amount of resources that the stream takes. I've got right in front of me is a 34-inch 5K monitor. I've got a 27-inch iMac 5K. I've got a 28 4K Samsung screen. On this side, I've got a 27-inch 165 hertz. I've got a 29-inch wide screen there. I've got a 55 right there. I've got a laptop right there. I've got just a bunch of technology around me. And so I've got to break it up. That's the long answer. Okay. just letting you know, like, dude, this week's streams really irritated me. So I figured, hey, I can get up a little early. I don't mind doing it. Get in here, not have to rush through some stuff as much. spend a little bit more time on futures, answering questions. Maybe you're developing a strategy, really honing in on some stocks that we're going to look at that day. And then when the open comes, we've got that 3 or 4 that we were looking at already, and we're just prepared to, focus and play the chart in front of us, execute, right? Just be a robot. That's it. Okay. You missed the news, so you owe me 5 push-ups. Okay. Moving on. So we went through the news. I forgot the Asian markets, the Bay Index. The Nikkei Index rose 171 points to settle at 29,277. Shanghai gained 40 to settle at 3532. Hang Seng gained 1%. In Europe, the DAX is higher, and FTSE is up 25 points. So this right here tells me, right, that all that sell-off yesterday was just a flash, just a algo flush, basically, and that it's unsubstantiated. Fear is not really there, because if the Asian markets and the European markets were down, I would be worried about a continuation of the downside. However, this is letting us know that the world feels that maybe there's a bunch of stocks that are at a good value now, and that they're going to start pouring some money into it, right? So, yeah, that's what I feel about that. And yeah, this is investors and traders have been trained to buy the dip on any market pullback over the last 2 years, and to this point have been rewarded with all major averages just off their record highs earlier this week, right? Not seeing anything. One thing to keep in mind is that earnings are finally coming to an end for the quarter, with Dow component Disney sliding 5% overnight, right, on its top and bottom line miss. So be careful. The Disney is going to affect the market. All right. Futures are, news is done. Futures, I'll leave it down here. Let me just reset some of these charts so y'all can see what's happening. What's happening with the futures. All right. Key levels, bottom row down, top row up. Bonds are closed today, so do not expect big ranges of movements, right? Just because a lot of people's money didn't settle, right? So, it's true. Like, there's retail traders out there whose funds didn't settle, so they have to be like, oh, I'm watching today because banks are closed. All right. Got a couple more minutes, and then now it's the time for requests. If you got them, get them. Let me know. Let me check out the old Twitter. The old tweet. No new messages. And you want me to look at Tesla? W. All right. You want me to look at Olo? Is that supposed to be solo, Chris? All right, let's check it out. If you guys don't have anything, I'm going to go off of the news. So it was SoFi, Affirm. What else had really good earnings? Was it GoodRx? I believe. Airbnb. You're into Riot now? Have you not seen the moves Mara's been making? All right, let's check those out. Let me just grab this real quick because I know that there's a couple I really wanted to look at. Oh, SoFi. SoFi, Affirm, Airbnb, FSLR to the downside, Beyond to the downside, right? In your notes. SoFi, Firm, Upstart, Beyond. What else do we want to? What else do we like to the downside? FSLR. What was it? The hell? Affirm had blowout. Yeah. So Affirm, SoFi, Zip, FSLR down, and then beyond. And then I want to look at Ride for personal long term. And there was something else that I wanted to get into long term. What was it? What was it? What was it? That's SoFi, right? I believe. All right. I think that's a pretty decent list to start with right there. NQ's starting to get a little bit of movement. Yeah, I'll clean these charts up a little bit later today, but so far so good, right? I like seeing gold down. I'd like to see crude come up a little bit, right? All right, so those are the lists. Let me move these someplace where I can see them, and y'all don't need to. GMCM. All right, we got a list. All right, now we're into the fun portion. So I look at this all day. This is the Smart Money Dark Pool and Block Trade algorithm software provided by FlowTrade. If you have not signed up yet, hit me up. There's a free trial. Go check it out. It'll change your life. Well, I can't promise anything, but it'll change your life if you do what you're supposed to do. Okay. As far as what you're seeing in front of you, really quickly, white bars are price action. I'm going to use this chart right here on the upper right hand screen just to show. Right bars are price action. Purple line is the regular algorithm. If I draw red lines across the screen, those are regular block trades. Blue lines are dark pool block trades, and white lines are fun with friends. Fun with friends. White lines are where a regular and a dark pool level have printed on top of each other. Those are major areas that you should mark upon your chart and just be like, hey, something's going to happen when stock gets close to this area. Okay. It's a proven fact. All right. As far as solo is concerned, and I also look back anywhere from 10 to 13 days on the look back. I don't like SoFi's got a shit ton of block trades, right? When I pull up Disney, it's gonna be hard to see the price action, right? It's going to be hard to really be like, what's going on there? I just see a bunch of lines. So I try to just really focus on, especially if there's a bunch of them, I like to focus on, even drop this down to like the last week even, just so I can see some cleaner levels. Okay. So I tend to market my charts using yellow, just so I think it's a little easier and cleaner and readable. Okay. Look at this algo, right? So Algo's making lower lows, lower highs, begins trading with price action. It's currently coming down. Found some trend line support, a little double bottom, trying to make a move back up to the upside. We don't have divergence to help us out with SoFi, so this is purely going to be like technical. So we have to look to levels and zones, right? I would really love this algorithm to get out of this little, right? Just keep in mind that Algo's got this wackadoodled channel that it's in, right? If it trades in this channel, you can expect chop. Even though SoFi made a massive move at the close, right? We just have to play what's in front of us. So as far as key levels are concerned, 23 is a regular block. What did I do there? Sorry, fat finger or something, not doggy. Have you guys noticed that like the animal stocks ran this week? Right? Pets and dogs and wolves and all of that. Whoa, what happened there? All right. 2307 is target. 2110. It's gonna be your immediate support. You've got a couple other regular blocks in there. Right, on the way up, those can act as support and resistance. Very few dark pools that are separated, right? That are just randomized. Where's the blue I like to use right there? 2290, right? And then 21 even. So there's your base, pretty much. There's some white line levels in here that are going to be important to pay attention to. Most notably up here at this 2260, 65 level, right? I think that's a pretty decent upside target. Unless we blew through that already, then that's going to be your base. Right below that, 22 even. I can't remember if we blew through that or not. So that's what it looks like. Let me just check it out. Yeah, we blew through that. So 24, right? 24 is the point. So like I'm playing craps. I hope somebody took the ring play I called out this weekend. Please tell me you did. All right, so it blew above 24, so our support's going to be 2307, 2290, and then baseline 2265, 67, right? Just this area here where it launched off of. So that was SoFi. Affirm. The reason I chose Affirm, shit, maybe I can get it on the 15. I really want to illustrate some divergences. That 1 minute chart has got gorgeous divergence. All right, I'll mark up the 15, then we'll go back and do the one on Affirm, right? So Affirm obviously had earnings. Prior to earnings, the Algo was doing kind of the same thing. All right, it found support. See how it interacted with this regular block level? The Algo came down and bounced right off of it. That's why I'm like, hey, mark these levels on your screen. There's going to be some interaction there. Okay, we've got lots of regular block trades coming in, so not a lot of dark pool or hidden investments happening. We do have one notably at 157.79. I said 157.79. We've got a white line baseline level. I'm just going to call that the base level because, you know, white line's base, free base, crackheads, you know what's up. 163.60, 163.40, 163.37. So that's that level, right? I'm pretty sure firms already blew through that. However, the Algo will interact with these levels, so we just got to make sure that we have those marked up on our screen. 133.53, Algo support. 146.01, Algo immediate resistance, right? If it can get above that and pull back, it can come fill this gap that it created. It may have already done that, right? It may have already filled that gap. Looking at white line at 130 or 163. 160. Affirm. All right, so it gapped up, waiting for this crossover to take place, right? Jeez, this thing's just got so many gorgeous levels. Look at that pullback to the 200 or the 50 SMA, newly formed 200. Like, this sucker can move. What did it run into? It ran into 176, right? Excuse me. Ran into 176. All right, there's your daily top. This is a nice squeeze going on here. We've got stack positive moving averages, 821.34.50. This 50 is about to cross the 200. That's super clean. This VWAP level is at 166. I would love a pullback to the 200. So if we can pull back to the 200, I'm probably going to look at trying to get in on that sucker. I don't even know what tool I can use to draw that with. Yeah. Where's that at? Right. Where is it? Where is it? We got a previous supply zone that is now a demand zone that runs right. Right there. There's your demand zone. So, like, pull back to this level and then a continuation on. We'll look at some options for that, right? You lost your life savings yesterday. Do you not use... Bro, come on. Did you really? Do I need to do another video on how to manage risk? I think I might. Please don't lose your life savings. It's not cool. You're in here to keep your seat at the table, right? That's your only job is to keep your seat at the table. focus on that and things will be good. Be like, hey, am I going to lose my seat at the table? Bro, I'm sorry to hear that. Like, really? Man. All right, well, hopefully we can educate so that that doesn't happen again. All right, Airbnb. A little bit of bullish divergence, very minor. The algo's making higher highs and higher lows, which I like. However, I don't like that the algo's curled down and trading with price action in the general range, right? Airbnb, if you would have caught this move, you know, we talk about Airbnb all the time. Look at that gap, 180 to 200. Now it's in this weird, funky donkey weirdness. I don't even know what to call it, right? Anyway, Algo, uptrending, kind of a little bullhorn there. Price action, attempting to make a double bottom wedge breakout. This looks like a bear flag to me, but we will see. All right, support resistance levels. 203.30 is overhead target. That will become support and resistance. We have double print at 190.50, regular block trade. Double print at 201.44, regular block trade. We've got some white line levels that we're going to mark up here real quick. And then we've got a few dark poles that are going to interact with this. 186.16, 186.18. Why is there a white line there when there's no price action? Like, that's just weird. That's in the middle of a gap. I'm going to pay attention to that. 192.22. That's not a white line. No, that's a regular block trade. And the close. Haha, it almost got me. 192.22. All right, there's your mean, your average, whatever you want to call it. That's where we closed. Dark pool 199.41. Dark pool 193.50. So, if price can get out of this consolidation, this cluster that's happening here, and pop to the upside, I think we see a move. 199, 201, 203. To the downside, if we break below this 190.50, this 186.18 should stop us on our way down to 178.45, which would be the downside gap fill. Okay, that's Airbnb. We will check that chart out in a minute. Riot. So what's going on with Riot? The algo is just trading with price action, right? That's all it's doing. It's not saying, hey, we're buying into this or we're selling out of it. It's like, we're just going to trade what happens with it. We're using a lot of retail regular block trades to continue to fortify our position. However, the algo is really ugly, right? Really, really ugly. This is a key level for the algorithm. So I think we see the algo pull back a little bit, right? Beautiful bull flag breakout. Like, technically, it's moving well. Technically, right off at 36.50. I don't know if you can see this price action, but that's a perfect bull flag breakout. Rally, pullback. Okay. 41.16. Overhead target, and 34 is support, I guess. Like, it could come down to, I mean, really, it could come all the way down to 31.50. 31.50 would be gap fill, right? I don't know. We're just going to keep an eye on Riot. All right, next. What else we got? Hold on. You want Disney? Hold on. Olo. I don't know what Olo is, but I will mark it up for you. I don't even think, like, is it a real thing? Huh, I've never heard of Olo. We'll check it out though. Let me check out open. The coin, I got an interesting coin. Laz, are you getting stuck in one sector, bud? Are you just playing the crypto sector with your Riot and your coin? All right, Disney. While the Algo was doing a good job, they had bad earnings, so they come down. See this gap that they had to fill? I've been talking about this gap since this red box right here. 170 on Disney. Let me get rid of these drawings. So prior to earnings, this is what the Algo was doing. The Algo was making higher highs and higher lows. Like this is, I don't think I've ever seen this kind of shape before with the Algo. That's interesting for sure. Right. Very interesting for sure. Like it's, I don't think I've ever seen that. Okay. It's very blocky. Okay. All right. Regular 178.53. 176.87 is your next level. We got a little cluster zone of regular block trades at 174 and 170, just 174.50, 174.69. Dark bull clustering 175 to the whole 175 range pretty much is a dark bull cluster, right? Multiple dark pulls came in at this level here, right where price action was having an issue with going into the close. Let's see how I want to mark this up. All right, be aware that there is a gap there that will have to be filled at some point. And Disney, let's see. You know what I think I should do is this. Let's see. How did they respond to negative earnings? 164.28 on Disney. 164.28. Well, they filled the gap, that's for sure. They filled that gap, that's for sure. Jeez, Disney. All right, so just so people are aware, this is 2 ATR, right? This is negative 3 ATR. So there's your downside targets for Disney. It blew right through 2 ATR. It's on its way down to 162.50. Below 162.50. We have to go back in time. Let's see if I can do this effectively. There's a gap this time, or December of last year. All right, that must have been their earnings gap up. They blew through that. There is a long-standing demand zone here. Really hard to see. So there's the demand zone. I think Disney is going to come down and just chill on that demand zone that runs from 160.50 to 162.50. You'd think we're getting more movement. Holy shit, gold. What's up, yo? Why is that one moving and this one not? Because that's the wrong ticker. That's the wrong ticker. That's the wrong ticker. There we go. Ooh. You see what gold did right there? Down here in this bottom left-hand corner. You guys should be able to see that. Down, consolidation, rally. Ooh, that's not good for the market. Well, meanwhile, NQ is just trying to make moves. All right, we're going to look at futures again here real quick. As far as Disney is concerned, like I said, like 160 for the downside. Maybe a bounce play off of that. Or Disney just has to suck it up and be, you know, consolidate. Come on. Alrighty. Alright, where are we at here? Lucid? Yeah, I got Lucid for you. Alright. Lads, hit me up offline. We'll figure out some stuff for you. I've got everything. I do. Although I don't know what this stock is. All right, I've got time for these last 4. I'll do Lucid. So these last 4 are gonna be my last ones. I got to take a break for a minute, and then I've had planned for about an hour for this stream, and I think that's a pretty decent amount of time, especially now that y'all know about it. Come on, Lucid. What's up, yo? All right, we'll figure that out in a minute. Olo, I don't know what the stock is, but I do know the Algo has been pretty much net buying. What is up, dude? Come on. I can't wait for the new interface to come out. Oh, I can't wait. Cannot wait. All right, Olo on the 15s. NQ's just making a flipping move, dude. Damn. NQ is making the move. All right, here we go. All right, Algo's uptrending, kind of a rising little wedge here, maybe. Right, just be wary. If it breaks that support, it's going to go down to the downside. I think we have a potential Wu-Tang pattern reversal here. Let me drop this dark pull on there first. 28.26. Dark pull level 28.26. Right. We've got potential 1, 2, 3 with the Wu. 4. Okay. Olo, you have to get it on the breakout of the 2-point here, right? So breakout of previous overhead resistance, 30, 44-ish. But it looks pretty decent. The Algo's buying. Wu-Tang reversal. Just keep an eye on it. Okay. All right. Open. Let's see. There's a massive amount of regular and dark pool levels for open. The Algo is, it's not clean, but it's making higher highs and higher lows, right? Look for that. So that divergence is pretty much played out, right? I need this Algo to, right, the Algo looked like it broke out. We've got dark pool levels. We got regular block trade levels. We got everything levels here. All right, let me show you the dark pools first. Double dark at 24.55. Come on. Double dark pull at 24.55. If you can see from this previous box I had, you can see there's a lot of consolidation at that level. Tons of support at the $21 level. 1979. $20.35. Right? Here, these are just some key levels. But what I wanted to show you was there's a ton of white lines in here, which I think are more important, in my opinion. Personal opinion, right? Coming at 23.80. That should be your overhead target. 21.97 is your support, right? 21.60. 21.61 is another super level. This is just massive amounts of manipulation right there. I like clean moves. I like to be away from these massive areas of manipulation is what I call it, because they'll just sit there and they'll jack the price up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, right? So we get above that. For open, I like above 22, right? Risking regular blocks at basically every 15 cents on the way back up to 24. To the downside, right? We get reject out of this area. We've got a little bit of support coming in at 2035, 1980, but really the 1950 is the break, is the line in the sand below 1950, and it gets super ugly, and I probably wouldn't even want to trade it. Coinbase. So coin has got good bullish divergence on it, right? If you'd been playing it since I've been marking it up back here, you'd probably be a little bit more wealthy. You would probably be a little bit more wealthy. All right, so we have a regular block trade that came in at 327.10, right? 327.10. The algorithm is, we're in bullish divergence right now. Come on, gold, settle down. Seriously though, what the fuck's going on with the NQ, dude? Is that Tesla? Ooh, I'm in a Tesla play that had me a little freaked out. All right, Algo uptrending. We got curling up on the end of the day. Double bottom. Like possible 1, 2, 3 reversal. Really got to get above that level there. Get above that last yellow line I drew on coin at 340, whatever that is, 347-ish area, to the upside. If we reject that, then I think we come down and test 327. There's a $20 play there. If I remember last time with coin, we did the same thing. We had about a $20, $25 range. Okay. All right, that's it for me. I got to run. I'll be back in an hour to stream the open with you guys. In about 45 minutes, there'll be a new stream. Thanks for joining me. I will see y'all tomorrow if I don't see you later today. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. We'll see you in a little bit. Bye-bye now. Have a good one.